Hey everyone! In this lecture, let's talk a little bit about the remote desktop client connection. To open it, just search for remote desktop connection and you can open it here, or you can simply run the command msdsc, which stands for Microsoft Terminal Services Client. As I told you before in the first section, Terminal Services is the old name of remote desktop in Windows Server 2008 and before. So you can simply run this command and the remote desktop connection client will open. Here you can set the computer name. It's very simple and obvious here. I will not pass through obvious things. I want to point to something important. We have here 5 main tabs. The General tab, Display tab, Local Resources, Experience and Advanced. Let's go backward and see the Experience section. Here we can choose the optimization of your connection. By default, it is detected automatically according to your connection speed. But if you have maybe a slow connection like a modem, a slow DSL, or you are connecting through WAN and so on, you can select the appropriate profile for your connection. Let's select as an example modem. As you can see, all the features will be disabled, like the background, the font smoothing, the composition, the visual styles, and so on. Also here we have 2 options: the persistent bitmap caching, which is responsible for caching images on your client computer, so the next time the user accesses the session, it will not reload again, so it will improve performance. And here we have reconnect if the connection is dropped. This is an obvious option. You can check if you want also. Let's now try to connect to our server. It's IP 192.168 and this is my administrator account, and click on connect. Let's enter the password. And here is my server. So everything is working fine. Now let's take an example. I will log off from here, sign out, and let's go to the second. Let's open remote client again, and here we have the local resources. We have 3 main sections: the remote audio, the keyboard, and the local devices. Simply in the remote audio section, here you can select the playback to be on this PC or on the remote computer, or do not play at all. Keep it on this PC to save bandwidth, and also you can set to enable recording if you want. Here we have the keyboard. You can set the hotkey combinations like Ctrl-Alt-Delete, Alt-Tab, Ctrl-Shift-Escape, and so on to be enabled on this computer or on the remote computer, or only when the full screen is enabled in the remote PC. Keep it as default. Usually we keep it like this when we work with remote desktop sessions. And here we have a very important option. You can enable local resources and devices on the remote session. Let's click on more. As you can see here, we have smart cards, ports, drives, video capture devices, and other plug-and-play devices. Let's see an important part, which is drives. Many times user complains that they want to copy or manage their local data in the remote session. So to enable this, you have to check the drive option here, so the local drives will be mapped to your remote sessions. Let's enable it and click OK, and let's now try to connect again to our server. Now I will use another user. It's admin. Click connect and let's enter the password. Click on yes, and now we are logging in to our server through the admin user. Let's see now if the drives are mapped to our server. Let's open our PC, File Explorer. And in my PC, you can see that my drives are not mapped. We have a problem. Why is that? Let's open Server Manager and go to Tools, or go to Remote Desktop Services here and go to Collections and our session collection. And if you remember, go to Properties task, Edit Properties. Here we have the client settings. You can see that my drives option is disabled. You have to check it so you can enable drives to be mapped to this server. Click apply now. It is the same idea if you wanna redirect audio and video playback and recording and so on. You have to enable it in the client side and the server side. Also the same for the clipboard and the printers. Let's now sign out and sign again to check if everything is working fine. I will open again MSTSC and click connect. Sorry, let's see the options. The drives are saved. Okay, let's connect now again. Now the drive must be mapped to our server. Let's log in to see if everything is fine. Open File Explorer. And very nice, you can see this is the C drive on my desktop client, D drive and the E drive. So everything is working fine. Let's close our session now and open again the remote client. We have here the display section. It's somehow obvious. You can set the colors. Also, if you select lower colors, then the performance will be better. If you have a slow connection, keep it high quality now. I'm working in a LAN and it's very fast. Also, you can select the resolution here to select. Here is a small tip. Sometimes clients will maybe complain that they are not knowing where they are clicking inside the remote session or in the client computer. Let's say we are working with full screen, or maybe less, like this, and click connect. You can see now that this is not a full screen. Then the start menu will be inside the screen here. So it's up to your environment. If you want, you can select always to connect through full screen, then it's better for your clients or for you if you are an administrator and accessing. So set whatever options you want here in this display area. Here we have the general tab. You can select the computer, the username, you can allow to save credentials, and a nice thing here, you can save these settings all over. You can click save as, select maybe desktop, and let's say server 1 as an example, and click save. And here we have this server configuration. So now whenever you open this and edit it, it will be saving all your options here. And now I will show you the last tip you can use with the remote desktop client. Let's think of this scenario. Your grace period is finished and you have no licenses and you cannot access your physical server to connect. And you maybe need an urgent data, or you maybe bought a license and you want to install it, but we can't access the server. So what we can do in this situation? If you access the server using normal connection, it will show you this error that you don't have licenses to connect. So in this situation, you can do this small tip. Run the mstsc command, but now use the /admin or /console so you can connect your server to the console session. So even if you have no licenses, you can connect as you are connecting physically to your server with only the physical license, if you want to name it like this. So use this /console or /admin to connect physically to your server, or like you are connected physically, so you can access your server if the licenses are finished or expired or so on. I think this is enough for the client connection options. Please, if you have any questions, you need more details or anything, please contact me and I will be very, very happy to contact and answer your questions. Thank you for following and see you in the next lecture.